outside of Zion's Bake. I want to do a silent audit. See how they handle this.
Officer Rangasamy with Layton PD. The only reason why I'm here is just we got some people from Zion's call. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine, man. Nothing still? Writing pencil. I'll give you a notebook. You want to write on there? Yeah. Can you write? What do you want me to write? Is that going to help you communication at all if I write things down? Yay or nay? The workers here were just kind of worried about you just sitting here recording the thing. They just want to see what's going on. So that's the only reason why I'm here. Alright? I'm not saying you're doing anything illegal or anything like that. So I'm just trying to figure out kind of what you're doing. So, do you speak English at all? Okay. Well, like I said, man, you're not doing any crimes or anything like that, so I'm not holding you here. If you don't want to talk to me, well, just walk away. Yeah. Appreciate you. I'll be right here if you have any questions, though, yeah?
Thank you, officers. Hey, can I get y'all's name and badge number, please?
Yeah, my name? Name's right here. Rangasamy. Badge number, we don't have a badge number, we have a PD number. It's 260.
260?
Yep. Officer Taylor, PD 264.
264.
Officer Courtney, PD 234.
234. Thank you, guys. Is there a CAD number on this?
Like a report number?
Yeah.
That you'd like? Yeah, do you mind grabbing that? You want it on a card or do you just want it?
Yeah, a card would be great, yeah. Did they say I was on the property?
No, we sent you circled it. We let them know that you're well within your rights outside of their property. They just let us know they own the parking lot, so we wanted to verify that. So obviously, if you come on the parking lot and they have a problem, we'll just talk to you about it then. But right now, you're doing what you're allowed to do. So.
Exercise my rights. Yep. Yeah. No, I never stepped foot on the parking lot. So, hey, this is what I like to see. All right, is that y'all handled it. Y'all handled it professionally. Y'all educated them that it was well within my rights. Wasn't doing anything nefarious.
They're just nervous because banks get nervous, you know.
I understand.
All right, brother. This is the card. This is my information. If you ever need it, the case number is right here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yep.
Thank you, guys. Hey, appreciate your professionalism.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, that's exactly what we like to see right there. Officers handled it professionally, did not violate my rights, and educated the people at the bank that I was well within my rights standing on the sidewalk. I give that a pass for that silent audit. So the very next day, on February 5th, I put in a public records request called a GRAMA request in Utah to the Layton Police Department for the police reports regarding the incident, the 911 call from the Zion's Bank employee, as well as the officer body-worn cameras for Officer Rangasamy and Officer Courtney. You'll notice also that I used the alias name of Don Matthews, and that's for the obvious reason. In the past, I've been gaslighted, I've been retaliated against, I've been harassed for making public record requests. Hello. I'm here to get records.
Sure.
Don Matthews.
Do you have your ID on you?
I don't. I don't. I only do.
Sign right there and date it.
Huh?
Sign right there to pick it up.
Okay.
Oh, you say that you have to have ID.
What's that?
I guess you do have to have ID, so.
You have to have ID. I've never had to show ID to get a public record.
Records are private, protected.
Okay. Where's the law that I have to show ID to get this? Because I've made lots of public record requests, and
I was told if you want to talk to our attorney's office where you were just at.
I was just over there and I spoke to her, and she said that that's something that y'all will have to take up.
Yeah, so Mark Arrington, he's the prosecuting attorney there.
Who is?
Mark Arrington. So he said that you could come over and talk to him about it.
He just said that? Well, why didn't he stop me before I mean, it's snowing outside. They know I was coming over here, and they let me walk over here and just to tell. I only ID if I've committed a crime. That's literally the only time that I identify is if I've committed a crime.
Well, fortunately, our records are protected and private. So
Okay, is there?
we did send this over to the legal department. They did okay the release too, but we don't have anything on this.
No, I mean, it's crazy. All right, well, I need to speak. I guess I'll speak to him, and I'd say, I'd like to speak to somebody over here, supervisor over here. Is there somebody over here before I go all the way back over there?
Let me see if you want to talk to the sergeant or to the records manager.
Either, yeah. And then I'll take it up with legal if I have to take it up with legal. But yeah, just because of the weather, so I'm not walking back and forth.
What can I do for you?
So I've made lots of public record requests,
Okay.
and I never have to. The only time I show ID is if I've committed a crime. I believe in the Fourth Amendment.
Okay.
I'm a constitutional rights activist,
Okay.
and I only show my ID.
So our standard business practice is anytime somebody requests a record, we request ID so that we know who we're providing the record to. So I know that that's been explained to you. I called over and talked to prosecutor Arrington on this, and he said that if you were refusing to provide your ID or you didn't have it, to refer you back to him, and you guys can discuss that.
Okay.
So that's who you'll need to speak with.
All right. And you said, I don't know why they didn't stop me before I came across the street because the lady knew that, I told her the same thing that I told y'all. I mean, they could have stopped me right there, but it's snowing and they just let me go all the way over here.
I can't speak on behalf of that.
All right.
So if you want to slide that back through, I'll just hold on to it here.
All right.
Okay.
And it's $30 for that?
So $30 for the CDs, and then it's $10 for the report.
Okay. And it's just one report? And
What about the nine?
So, yep, this one's the 911 call, and then this one's the body cam footage.
Okay, and which body cam? Is it-
Officer Rangasamy and Officer Courtney.
Okay, both of them are on there. Awesome. And you said it's $30 for all that? $40 for all that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And here, let me write down this guy's name that I need to ask for. Okay.
So it's first name is Mark, last name is Arrington. ARRINGTON.
All right.
Okay.
I appreciate
All
it.
right, you're welcome.
So apparently they're into a little game playing. Let me walk all the way across the street in the snow. Never stopped me inside, knowing that I wasn't going to show ID. And now I'm getting a little pissed. I really wish he would have stopped me before going across the street. I need to speak to Mark Arrington.
Okay, Mark is at the courthouse, but he should be back like maybe 5 minutes if you want to wait.
All right.
Or I've still got your number if you want me to call you.
No, I
Or
mean,
still, if you're welcome to wait.
they said they just talked to him and they said walk back across there. I was like,
No,
it's
he was at the courthouse doing traffic stuff, but he'll be back because there were 3 of them over there doing traffic court. The other 2 are back. He was just finishing up.
okay.
So he'll be back if you want to wait a minute.
All right. Yeah. So, they could have just told me to wait over there. They said go back across the street to the city hall. It's like
They
it's.
didn't know where he was.
Oh, really? I got you. And I told him, I say it's snowing out there. There's a lot of snow on the ground, and
Yeah, they've got the punch and wreck out there shoveling, but it's.
right. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome to wait just a minute.
I will. Is there nobody else here that I can talk to that can okay it?
I can see if Rob's available, but I know Mark's the one that you asked for.
That's the one they told me to talk to. That's the one they said they just talked to, and he said he's there now and come talk to him. And
Because he's been over at the courthouse since 1 o'clock.
yeah,
I know he had talked to them yesterday.
I know. I'm just saying that's what they told me at the police department. That's why they're like, yeah, go right now. And I feel like I'm getting a runaround. Like, this is.
Yeah, see, and those guys in police, they didn't know that Mark had court today. We have court all day every Tuesday and Sundays. On Thursdays we have traffic. Not every week. They were aware that he was in court. But
It's just that I put this.
That they talked to, so
It's just that I put this request in on the 3rd, and I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to show. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, y'all signed off on it, knowing that I'm a member of the press, because that was the question that was asked. That's why it was sent over here, and it was okayed. I'm not even identified in the report, but I am the person you can see on the body cam. So what does it even matter getting my ID if I'm a member of the? I mean,
it's
like
a dissemination log that they have to keep for BCI. We have to do the same thing if we give something out.
But there's no privileged information. That's the thing. I don't have to ID because there's no privileged information. And I even looked up the laws on grandma, and there's no requirement on grandma. And so it kind of leaves me between a rock and a hard place here.
Secretary Mark is an attorney, so he's more familiar with them.
I know, but this is just.
If I give something out, I ask for ID.
I know, and I guess you haven't. This hasn't been an issue in the past, but it's something that it's something that I insist on. And I would like to get it resolved so I can just go over there and get it. I would prefer to not have to take the route of challenging the matter in court. But if I can't go pick them up without ID, then obviously that leaves me no other option. And that conveys standing to me to go ahead and file the matter in court. So, I shouldn't have to surrender my Fourth Amendment right just to get public records that are not privileged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I apologize for the wait. He really will be here as soon as he's done over there.
Okay. Well, that's what I was saying. If there was anybody else that I could talk to in the meantime, because
well, Rob's here, but he's not going to be up to speed on it.
All right.
You want me to see if he wants to come up?
Yeah, I've been waiting long enough for these records. This has already come on the 11th day. It's not your fault, but I'm now wasting my day sitting here waiting to speak to somebody to get the clearance to pick up my stuff, and there's still no telling how much longer I'm going to have to wait. But I shouldn't have to just waste my day away it shouldn't be that or surrender your ID, your Fourth Amendment right. I don't like that at all. And I feel like that's honestly what's going on is it's like, and I'm not saying it's you, but I feel like it's timing him out for a little bit, and maybe he'll just decide to go give his ID and go get the reports. That's not going to happen. But
no, and that's fine.
All right. Okay. Wasn't just trying to sit here all day, and I know that I'm not getting upset at you. I know you.
No, you're being very polite. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I still needed to go and do some stuff down at the library, but I want to make sure that if I leave now without talking to him, then all the time that I've already sat here is for nothing.
Right.
So it's like
he shouldn't be much longer.
Okay.
And we do close at 5, so you're not going to want to leave. Because if you went to the library, then the building actually automatically locks.
Okay.
So.
All right. Sounds good.
There is a restroom and a water fountain right down the hall if you want to run out, but you're fine to just wait where you're at.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, I just want to point out that right now on the clock on the wall, it is 4:15. It was 2:45 when I was told he would be just a couple of minutes. It's clear that I've been getting the runaround. It's now an hour and a half later. My entire day has been wasted waiting on these public records, waiting to speak to somebody about these public records in order to get them without surrendering my constitutional rights. Here comes Mark.
How you doing?
Good.
Mark Arrington. Your name
Don
is
Matthews.
Don Matthews?
Yeah.
Glad to meet you.
So, got an
Let's see.
issue. Yes, sir. I always record my interaction with the government,
That's fine.
And I'm a journalist. So,
Where are you a journalist for?
well, I'm freelance.
You're freelance.
Freelance, yeah.
Where are you published at?
Honestly, I'd prefer not to answer questions.
Oh, okay.
Just because
I was just curious. You said
No,
you were a
I
journalist.
understand. No, different places. I've I've written articles for
Like KSL or KNRS or
not around here.
okay.
Yeah.
So not like for the Tribune or anything like
right.
that. Oh,
No,
okay.
no. I actually just came in I just moved here from out of state, but
You sound the South of the Midwest.
I'm a little bit down south.
Okay.
A little bit down
I'm
south,
from
yes,
Oklahoma
sir.
City.
Yeah, are you? Okay.
Yeah. Where are you all from?
Well, I lived in Georgia. I've lived in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I've done a little bit of traveling, different places, but trying to get this public record request from the Layton Police Department.
Okay. What's the holdup?
The holdup is they want ID.
Yeah, that's just SOP. In other words, that's just in the normal course of business.
Right.
When there's, and obviously police departments have records, everything from speeding tickets to homicide, sexual offenses, things like that. Our records, depending on what kind of privacy material, because we have victims, we have people that are involved that have a right to privacy. And under GRAMA, if you studied GRAMA,
I've studied GRAMA
and looked at that.
GRAMA, it doesn't require identification to get public records.
Right.
I want to pose a common sense question to you on this.
Okay.
I'm not identified in the report, but obviously you can look at the body cam and see that I'm the involved party for what I'm getting.
Oh, okay.
This has already been sent over to the legal department, and it's because they believe that I was press, which I am, but I'm also the involved party in it. My name's not in the report, so I feel like
we usually try and keep a public record of reports and documents, videos, everything that we release to people. Okay. It's just the normal course of business. We have what we feel is a reasonable fee. Different cities charge different fees.
I had a problem with y'all's fee until she explained to me that the $30 for the body cam, I thought the body cam fee was all right. What I don't think is all right is the $10 for a police report. And I actually came and I redressed city council on Thursday night about that at the citizen comment.
So you met with our
portion.
city council and everything's great.
I did.
Yeah. And we found it easier. I guess some jurisdictions do it by the page, whether it's 10 cents or 25 cents. We just thought we'd just do legal department doesn't set the fees for the PD. They decide that. But they just thought a flat fee. If it's a 3-page report, it's $10. If it's 30 pages, it's $10, kind of thing.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of police reports are a single page, and $10 for a report, I thought was outrageous. So I think city council does need to revisit their cost on the
If you've
reports.
addressed it, they're going to address it. They'll talk about it.
Because if the taxpayers are already, taxpayer dollars are already going towards this. I'm a firm believer in transparency, and I believe that charging an outrageous charge discourages people from wanting to.
It does.
Okay, I want you to listen right here to what he says. It does. So he's acting like, they are on the side of transparency and wanting people to make these requests. But what you're going to see through the recordings that are coming up is just the opposite. This tyrant right here is a snake in disguise.
And that's why we try not to charge any more than we have to.
Right.
And for like a video, as you can understand, if it's a video, if it's a body cam or something, we have to pay the cost of the drive, the stick that we give with that, or the CD, whatever it is.
I wish they could have given it to me on a stick, because it's rare to have most computers don't even have a CD drive nowadays.
Did they give it to you on a CD?
So they have 2 CDs over there. That they have the 911 call and they have the freaking body cameras,
the case?
like brand new, like happened a week ago.
And they're still doing CDs.
Yeah. So
anything that we get from them, I think I have to check with my legal assistants. It's usually been a stick. We still have some discs, but they're for the older cases.
If they can put it on a stick, that would be even better. I mean, and I can even.
Oh, okay.
But but my thing is, I am a firm believer in the Fourth Amendment. I don't give my.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at this one more time. He said, so are we.
I don't give my ID unless I've committed a crime.
Yeah.
And to make a public record request, to request this type of stuff, which y'all have already signed off on, there's no privileged information. That's why it's already come through this department.
Well, and I was going to tell you some information, depending on what you're asking for, will be redacted. For instance, we redact or we black out minors' information as far as dates of birth and full names. We try and
yeah, I certainly understand that. Yeah, of course, you got to. Yeah,
and so as a normal course of business, we require an RD. Okay, if a defense attorney or an entity comes back and wants to know who have we released information to, and sometimes we have some pretty high-profile cases that we've dealt with in recent years. This is a city department. We handle misdemeanors.
Sure.
But we get grammar requests for releases on homicides and sex offenses that have gone statewide or even national. We have people 10 years later that are requesting all of the files, photographs, and so forth. And even then, we have to go back and we redact that. We don't show anything that would be obscene or what we believe would violate privacy, again, of juveniles or even adults in a homicide or things like that. And again, we document who's requesting that. Is it a journalist? Is it just a private interested party? I've done recent ones of people just from out of state. You ever heard of the Sloop matter? It's an older homicide case, but it was pretty bad. And people are wanting to write or collect and write a book on different high profile cases throughout the country.
Sure.
And they'll say, hey, can we have all your reports and photographs and everything? Well, yeah, it's 10, it's 15, it's 20 years old or whatever. Obviously, we keep that stuff for a very, very, very long time because there's always a chance on those kind of high profile cases. And we've got lengthy prison sentences. There could always be an appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So that most of that stuff is always preserved.
Sure.
And again, as you know, GRAMA is designed to protect privacy of individuals, but to make information available to the public as well.
Right.
But as far as getting back to what your original question was, as far as the ID, we just request an ID on everything. Again, if it's a traffic accident, request ID. If it's a homicide and we're redacting a bunch of stuff and releasing so forth, we just request an ID.
And I just don't want to do.
And it's a matter of documentation,
right?
For us, and that's all I can tell you at this point.
I can't do that though, because the thing is, I've been gaslighted before. I've been retaliated on before. That's one of the reasons why I don't do this. I've seen it happen.
And what I want to know, and I mean, you said you've lived in North Carolina and Georgia and so forth. I think with Layton City, knowing the department we have, and you've met our city council, knowing the mayor of city council, you've met our city manager and so forth. We kind of we're sensitive to the Bill of Rights, and especially those like yourself. Mm-hmm. There are other First Amendment people that want to come and monitor and so forth.
Did I hear that correctly? Did Mark just really say that we are sensitive to the Bill of Rights? What does that even mean?
And we're good with that. We want to be transparent. We want to treat everybody equally. You're familiar with the 14th Amendment of Equal Protection Due Process. We want to treat everybody fairly. And we make a point of not giving anybody any special treatment.
I'm not asking for special treatment, Mark, but at the end of the day, I mean, first of all, it's going on the 11th day. It was sent over
your 11th day since you did a first request. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So the police department sent it over here. They hit the brakes and they sent it over here because they had questions on whether I was a journalist, member of the press. And so I told them, I said, well, I am, but I'm also the involved party. And so they sent it over here.
You don't have a contract with any outlet.
No, but I don't have to.
No. I'm
Supreme
not
Court,
saying that.
yeah.
I'm just asking. So you don't have a photographic ID. You don't have an ID that you're with the press or a journalist or anything.
Anybody can print those off of computers. There is really no such thing as a press pass per se.
Well,
anybody can be press.
KSL and so forth. They all have passes.
Well, and you know what? I've got one.
And a pass allows us to verify.
I've got one
Because
yeah.
Depending on the situation and so forth, we have things that we'll release to the press
Right.
for publication that we're not going to give right away, perhaps to the public.
But do you know what the U.S. Supreme Court defines a member of the press as?
I haven't read one recently. No.
So the United States Supreme Court recognizes a person of the press if they gather news content and disseminate news content out to the public.
You have
Okay.
you have the case citation? Is it
No,
state-
I don't.
state
But
versus-
that's just a standard state by state use. I haven't seen a state that hasn't used the same standard right
Okay.
there applied. And I know that that's very broadly defined.
Mhm.
That means just about anybody could be a member of the press, but really anybody could be a member of the press, so long as they're gathering news content and disseminating news
Sure.
content out to the
Sure.
public. Like I said, I don't see the point in producing ID when, my name's not in the report anyways, being that, it came through this department to sign off because there were questions about me being a member of the press. Clearly, there's, the press, stands a very high likelihood of disseminating the information out,
Mhm.
and so what would it
I'm not even
matter?
sure. I'd have to look at what are you asking to release?
I don't. Well, no, I'm just saying, like a typical member of the press, if you have somebody with the news that's requesting something,
Mhm.
they're requesting it. More than likely, they're going to be disseminating that information out, and other people
they'll
will see
edit
it.
and- yeah.
So, what does it matter? Why would it matter
What is
to
the
get?
information you're requesting that the police department release to you? Is it a specific report?
So it's the report drawn up by the officer, the primary officer that showed up, and it's his body camera and another officer's body camera. There were
Okay.
3 officers total that showed up. I don't need the third one because the second one actually, was right there with the other guy
Sure.
the whole time. I just want those 2 body cams, the 911 call that was made.
Was anybody arrested, or
No.
was it? Oh, okay.
I was standing on a public sidewalk recording in public.
Oh, I see.
And-
Okay. So the focus of the police report and everything is actually you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And did they?
But they didn't identify me because I didn't commit any crimes. I didn't break any laws. What happened was I was standing on a public sidewalk
Oh,
recording.
okay.
The bank thought that I looked suspicious just because I was standing on the sidewalk recording out in public. But photography in public is not a crime, particularly from a sidewalk.
Right there on the sidewalk.
I never stepped foot on their property. I didn't answer any questions when the officer came up. It was
Okay, so they didn't get any ID or anything from you.
he didn't
at
even
the
ask
time.
me for ID
Okay.
because he even told me you are not
Yeah.
committing any crime.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just wanting, I just want it for my own record. And I'm entitled to it. There was no crime ever committed that day. It's just for the sake of transparency
Okay.
on the matter. And, I shouldn't have to give up my Fourth Amendment right and stand a high likelihood of retaliation or gaslighting. You could say that you all support, or Layton's not going to
So
do.
you didn't
I've
see
heard
anything that you felt was overbearing as far as the officers were concerned or anything? They didn't ask you for any ID or
No.
detain you or anything?
No.
So much.
Oh, okay.
No, but I wanted to hear, basically so the first officer came up, he made contact with me for about 5-10 minutes, and then 2 more officers pulled up, and they went inside, and they
so
came
the
out
bank called
saying,
and said, "There's this guy out there."
correct.
Is that what they said?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because
Wow.
they came out and they asked if I was recording the bank, and I didn't respond. I just stayed silent. Fifth Amendment, right to remain silent. It's. I stress tested the First Amendment and the Fifth Amendment right there.
Yeah.
It's rights are like muscles. I mean, I wasn't trying to do anything nefarious. I was just standing. I was
On the sidewalk with the camera.
well within my rights, correct. And so I want to get my public records without having to surrender my Fourth Amendment.
Okay, but they're demanding an ID from
No,
you.
they just told me. They just
Dan
told.
Matthews.
But, huh?
You just introduced yourself as Dan Matthews.
It's Don Matthews.
Don Matthews. I apologize. Don Matthews.
Well, okay, but I shouldn't have to show
You
ID.
didn't say, "Hey, I'm Don Matthews. I need a copy of this."
I mean, I did.
Oh, okay.
That's just one of many names that I go by, though.
Okay, so that's not your real name.
I mean, maybe it is, and maybe it isn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you understand if you sign a government document or a false name, it very well could be a violation of the law, right?
Huh?
You understand that?
So this is where I thought it was going. So it's more of a intimidation tactic to produce my ID, and you just said it. You just said that if I sign a different name, okay, this is a scare tactic. I knew it.
No, it's not a scare
No, it
tactic.
is. It really is.
And I said, and it depends on the document, right?
Right. And
So
you just said that I could be
sign like
violating
your tax forms and you give a false name or so forth. Obviously, that's probably against the law, right?
Right. But this is not a
If you
tax
sign
form.
it,
I'm not
I
signing
understand
something.
that, but I clarified that and said some documents.
I electronically requested via email
Mhm.
this stuff, and now they're wanting to make me identify myself, and I'm not doing it.
Well, the bottom line is, Dan, is that we're not going to, Don, I apologize.
Yeah.
You look like a Dan from Georgia.
You can call me Bob, you can call me,
Sam or whatever.
anything.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark's my nickname. That's what I go by. Yeah. It's actually Markley, but anyway. I only get called Markley when I get in trouble.
All right, Markley, I need the documents over there at the police department.
And I'm not going to ask them to make an exception for you.
But that's the thing.
line.
They told me while I was over there,
Uh-huh.
they said, if Mark gives you permission, then we can do it.
Yeah,
That's
Mark.
see, I knew I was getting the runaround. I
Okay.
walked from here across the street
Yeah.
after explaining to, is it
What do you
Linda or
This is Linda.
Linda, yeah.
Yeah.
And went across the street to
Okay. And they
in the
sent you over
snow.
here
In the
to talk to
snow,
me.
okay. Went across there, and as soon as I got across there, she asked for ID. I told her the same spiel, and she said, "Well, I just talked to Mark Arrington. He's right. You can go right back across there to City Hall." And I was like, "Well, why wouldn't I stop before I walked all the way over there in the snow and come?" She said, "Just talk to him. If you walk back now, you can get it worked out with him." And then, and of course, it's after 4, so the records department's gone. So that means
Are
that
they closed already?
they close. I believe they close.
They close at 5.
Oh, they do close at 5.
Yeah, they're still open.
Okay,
Yeah.
but no. So apparently you have.
Did they send that over here, Linda, the report or anything? Because there's no crime.
No, I haven't seen anything on it at all.
Okay. All right. So they didn't write anything, you don't think? You know if the officers wrote a report?
Yeah, no. Basically, he gave me a card like I was the victim. Like they had the victim, like the case number and all that on it. Told me I didn't commit any crimes. I mean,
Well,
they didn't even
They're going
ask
to write,
me for.
let me tell you, I think they'll write something just because there was a complaint or a
Right.
suspicion from the bank.
Right.
So they're going to document that.
Well, then the officer said that they had educated the bank people that I was well within my rights. Now, if I came onto their property, it would be a different
so they
conversation.
probably wrote a paragraph and says case closed.
Exactly. I know it is.
Yeah.
But I just
Did you
want
get
to.
the case? Did they give you a copy of the case?
Yeah, I've got the case number.
Oh,
Do you need the case number?
No. Did they give you a paper copy?
No, that's in the. So I requested the police report. I requested 2 body cams, and I requested the 911 call that was made.
Oh, okay. All right.
4:30 is here.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right.
So can you please call over there and let them know that I can get it?
Yeah, I'm going to read the report real quick. Okay. Can you come by tomorrow morning?
I was hoping to get it while I was out here today and not
Well,
having to.
I've got a 4:30 appointment. Okay, and it's 4:32. They're waiting on me. I just need to read that and check with them, and I'll sign off. If what you've told me is correct and so forth, I don't mind giving it to.
It is.
Don Matthews.
Yeah, Don Matthews. No, it is correct. But that's the thing. I've been waiting up here all afternoon. Like,
Well,
I got here after lunch,
guess
and now
what?
it's 4:30. And
Guess what, Don Matthews? What you usually have to do is call a law firm and make an appointment.
no, but I put in this record request 11 days ago,
Okay.
and so
and what we get reports on criminal activity. Okay. And today was a court day. I've been in court off and on all day today.
I know. But I'm just doing what they told me to
Right.
do. Is
And
they said
I
come talk to the
apologize.
legal department.
Normally, if we don't have court, I'm here all day, 7 to 5, right? Today was a court day. And we're usually done at 3:30. We had a latecomer because of the snow come in for traffic court and so forth. And the judge, again, helping citizens and so forth, we waited, right? Twiddling our thumbs to assist our citizenry.
Sure.
And took care of it. They were running late in snow. Frankly, went to the wrong courtroom. They went to Farmington instead of up here.
Yeah.
So we waited an extra half an hour for them to drive in the snow from Farmington up here. So anyway, that's just why, or I would have talked to you 2 hours ago. I'd love to do that.
Gotcha,
You know?
gotcha. Well, and I spoke with what's his name, Clinton,
Clint.
the city attorney,
Yeah.
at the city council meeting,
Yes.
and I was I need to get in touch with him about the fees of the police report. I think that y'all's rate for the body cams falls in line with the average standard
What you
price
think
across the country.
reasonable?
$30 is a reasonable price. And, so I was thinking that was, I guess it's more reasonable knowing that it's all the body cams,
Yeah.
are grouped
Yeah.
in under that price.
Let me just check on it. I obviously not going to do it in 25 minutes because I got a meeting. If you
I've
can,
got his number, Mark.
she's got your number.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look at it tomorrow morning. I'll be here at 8 o'clock. We come in at 8 instead
Okay.
of 7 on Fridays. I'll look at 8, give you a call before 9 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes, sir.
take care.
Take care. Okay.
All right, so you're about to hear some
February
calls.
14th, 2025 at
I missed the
2:18
first
p.m.
one.
Mountain
We
Standard
called first
Time.
thing in the morning. Listen to this.
Calling Mark Arrington back. He's prosecutor for the city of Layton. Mark called me this morning after denying me my public records yesterday without showing ID. Called me this morning, and a very interesting conversation. So I'm giving him a call back right now, and let's see what happens.
Layton City Attorney's Office.
Yeah, Mark Arrington, please.
Yes, who's calling?
Don Matthews.
Let me see if he's available. Just a moment.
All right.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's going on, Mark? No, this is Don Matthews.
Okay, whatever name you want to go by. What can I help
Let
you with?
me ask you this. I was asleep this morning whenever you called. I vaguely whenever I got up and got going, I was questioning whether or not you actually called, and I looked at the phone and saw that you had. So, where did you come up with this information about Matthew Reardon?
Oh, on your YouTube channel. You told me yesterday you were a journalist, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And you also told me that you were kind of freelance, right?
Right.
You told me you were not affiliated with anything local. I asked you about the Salt Lake Tribune, KSL, Standard Examiner, KNRS. Those are our local news channels.
Uh-huh.
And you said you weren't affiliated locally, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I thought, well, if he's an independent journalist, he's not affiliated locally, he's not really tied with anybody, I thought he's probably on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. And I kind of like you, actually. So I thought, take a look. Pull up YouTube. There's Matthew. And
How'd you pull
that
me?
took me to a 2017 video. It's on YouTube, right? You have like 3.6 thousand followers. That's good, right?
Well,
I got it, and I'm watching, and there's this 2017. I think it's 2017. It says Oxford, Mississippi. Okay.
how did you even find that channel?
I just went to YouTube.
But what did you type in?
I just typed in Matthew and started going through all the YouTubes. And I mean, there's cars being fixed, there's washers and dryers being repaired, all, YouTube.
I mean,
right?
but how did you even find out Matthew?
And it's got your picture.
But how did you even find out Matthew to type in Matthew? Because I told you I was done. I told you I was done.
Then I typed in. I saw the video. It's like an hour and 12 minutes. You're walking around downtown. You got an AR-15. You got your flag.
Right. Well, no,
walk around and so forth. So I thought, okay, that's Matthew Reardon.
But you knew me as.
That's where I got the name.
You knew me as.
So then I typed in Oxford, Mississippi, Matthew Reardon.
Hold on.
Boom. Here's this big news
Hey,
article.
stop a second.
Okay, but it doesn't matter.
My name.
I really don't have time.
No,
I'm the only attorney here.
okay, I get that. I got a couple of questions for you.
If you want to come up and
No,
pick up our
that's
stuff,
the thing.
you're welcome to.
I'm trying to ask you about that.
You recorded
Hey.
this morning, right?
No, I did not. Hey, listen here. I've got a question about the public records. Okay, I'm not going to come down there and pick them up. I'm going to send a friend to come.
We're done.
Can my friend come pick them up? Hey, this guy is a complete joke. Okay, I need to speak to Mark. Complete joke. I got his contact information Don there. Matthews. You want to send him an email?
Please.
Call your office. This is ridiculous.
Doesn't come to the phone? Ask her.
Hello.
Hi. He is busy working on a project at the moment.
Oh.
I can put you to his voicemail.
No, okay, I'm sure. Hey, let me ask you this something real quickly, and then send me to his voicemail. So I'm gonna send a friend up there to go and get the records. Are y'all gonna make him show ID? And can he pick up those records for me?
I believe you're gonna have to ask that question to the police department. He would for sure have to show ID. I don't know if they would allow him to pick it up or not.
Well, see, if this is the crazy part is Mark just hung up the phone. He wouldn't answer my question. I know he's back there, and I know he can pick up the phone. He's dodging.
And I also know that he is extremely busy. He's working on a project. He's not even supposed to be working today.
Oh, I know. He's probably working on a project of wasting city resources, running illegal searches on
Private citizens.
This is absolutely ludicrous, the stuff that I just found out about him. So I'm putting him on notice. There are multiple violations.
Give him a voicemail.
Absolutely. But yeah, I just needed to find out about my friend coming and picking that stuff up.
Okay, so I'm going to put you in his voicemail, and then you can call the police records department, and you can ask them that question, if he would be allowed or not.
You've reached Mark Arrington, Layton City prosecutor. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Mark, this is Don Matthews. Glad to see you're going to waste the city's fucking resources to run illegal searches on somebody. Completely full of shit. And then you're going to hang up the phone on me. I'm trying to find out. Okay, I don't care if you call me back or not. I don't give a shit. But I'm trying to find out if my friend can go over there and go and pick up the records, and if he's going to have to show ID. That's all I want to know. What you're doing is wrong. You should know it's wrong, and your qualified immunity will not survive this. Take care.
Layton Police Records, how can I help you?
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
This is Edie.
Edie? Hey, Edie, this is Don Matthews.
Hey, I was calling. I wanted to know if can I have a friend come up there and get those records? Is the first question. The body cams, the police report, and the 911 call.
Well, you can, because we do check ID. You would have to do some sort of release to let somebody else pick them up on your behalf. You could just write up something that say, I allow so-and-so to pick them up for me, and then you just have it notarized, and that would be our way of releasing them to somebody else other than you.
I understand. I see what's going on. I see the games that Mark Arrington is playing. He he has completely abused his authority and his power. Does my friend have to have, if he comes up there, does he have to show his ID?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, y'all will not release those records without ID shown.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not going to get something notarized because I shouldn't have to get something notarized. In fact, if I have to, I'll just have my friend make a record request for the exact same thing. Y'all have it ready and it's ready for me, so he should be able to put in a request under his name for that exact same stuff, correct?
Well, what was the other name? What's his name?
I wasn't going to give his name over the phone. He can do that when he makes the request. But if he puts in a request, he can get that same stuff that you have ready for me, right?
Yeah. So you don't want to release the other name, but he did tell us that somebody else was going to pick him up. So, and that other person would show ID. So.
Yeah,
but you've already talked to Mark about it. So
well,
he already told you to come down and get it.
No, I didn't talk to Mark about it. Mark hung up the phone on me. I was trying to ask that question, and Mark hung up the phone on me, and so I never got an answer from him. And then you told me just now that I had to go and get something notarized, which I'm not going to do that. So my question is, what y'all have ready for me? Can y'all if he sends in a request right now for that same stuff, then he can come and pick that up?
Let me go look at the request. Hold on.
All right. That's okay.
Okay, thanks for holding.
All right.
So Mark has got here on this request form that either Matthew Reardon or Don Matthews could pick it up if they show ID.
So you're saying that public records are not public records, that somebody else cannot request public records where there was no crime committed. There's no privileged information.
Those are the two names that I've got on this request. So if you want to come down, we can do that for you.
Yeah, I do not have to show. I mean, this is crazy. These are tactics that, I mean, he's dragging you into something that he's gotten himself into now.
Well, if you want to talk to him again, I mean, I can transfer you over to his line.
Sure.
Okay, hold on.
Should I stop this and start it over on a video recording? All right. So, turn this down. So there's nothing else on that call. Nobody ever came to the phone. All right. Now I wish that I would have gotten. I would have gotten the recorded call from when he called me yesterday morning or Friday morning, the 14th. It was just first thing. But I think the call I got in the afternoon really showed off this stupidity even more. I'm not going to reach out to the motherfucker anymore. All right. I got everything I need. But if anybody on here is going to reach out to him, I do have a question.
that I would like that, to get that asked. Okay, if anybody wants to just tag this in there, whatever else, ask him what he's trying to hide with the public records. That's a common sense question. What is on the body cam that they don't want released? Because they're trying to make it as hard as possible. Because here's the thing. If there's nothing on the body cam, if it's exactly as the officer said when I did the audit, okay, then that means that the officers did a damn fine job. And they should be commended for it. And that video could have gone out there commending the officers for it. But because of Mark and about him holding up the public records, not giving them to me, it's directly reflecting on the officers that showed up that day. All right. So one or two things is going on. Either they don't want me to know what's on one of the body cams, or he's just being difficult. All right. Try to think if there's anything else that I wanted to address while I'm on here. Let me see if there's any questions. Do y'all have any questions for me? I got you on here. Let's see. He got caught in so many lies. I mean, it's so many lies. If he checked out my old YouTube channel, Lafayette County Audit, you would have thought that he would have known not to. Like, why do it? I mean, had to have known that one of these videos was going to go out showing it. Let's see. Yeah, hey, and Freddie was right. I realized that the other day when they said about the notarizing a document to get my friend to go up there and get it. There was never a crime committed. These are public records. There's no privileged information. None. Okay? In fact, the Vigilance Committee, I believe, is requesting the same stuff. So, let's see. But yeah, in regards to getting everything notarized, that was, I guarantee you, I would be willing to bet that was a conjured up plan of Mark's, okay? He's trying to bait his own criminal charge with that, is what that comes down to. Obviously, a notary's not going to sign something unless I show ID, but in the event that I did get something notarized, they would then come back and say, foul. So it kind of smelled a lot like entrapment right there to me. Let's see. Let's see. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions in there. And it's past an hour. So I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to, the Vigilance Committee's going to really like this. All right. Make sure you subscribe to Patriot News Activism. Check out the latest releases on the Riding with the Outlaw documentary series. All right. I'm rolling out 1 hour episodes. We just did part 4 last night, the 4th episode last night. Really great first 4 episodes. Part 5 is coming. Probably going to put part 5 out tomorrow. I'll probably put part 5. It'll either be tomorrow or it'll be Tuesday. Okay. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Check out those releases. Subscribe to. I want to give a thanks to all my moderators. You know, in particular, Stephanie. She does such an amazing job with posting links, posting people's YouTube channel. Thank you, Stephanie. I want to give props to the Vigilance Committee. I am a member of the Vigilance Committee. That's why I posted the original video of the silent audit on the Vigilance Committee YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe to that. And if I'm leaving anything out, I'm sorry. But thank you, everybody that's tuned in. And I'm going to end it with this.
Well, the sun sets low on the dusty plain. Justice walks slow, but it ain't the same. The law can't reach and the sheriff's gone. So we take the reins and we right the wrong. The vigilance committee's here when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. Outlaws hide in the hills so steep, but we track them down while the town's asleep. No badge on our chest, but we swore an oath. Justice and accountability, we want both. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hands where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. We ain't no angels, but we ain't the sin. When the law won't listen, that's when we begin. With a steady hand and a fire in our soul, we bring the justice, we pay the toll. They say it's a game that the brave must play, but the lines get blurry when the law won't sway. Ain't no judge, ain't no jury here, just the cold wind blowing and a voice you can hear. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. So when the law can't save you and you're all alone, just remember the Vigilance Committee, we'll be taking you home.